Cruise news time! Look, I've got a story today about a cruise line receiving a major award. We have to talk about the cruise ship that's been missing in action, now getting some action. Port of Miami, they're worried about the emissions at the port. They're making some changes, and well, is cruise comedy under attack again? It sounds like it. Plus, should Carnival Cruise Line do away with Guy's Burgers? Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. All right, let's talk about the cruise line that has received a major award. No, we're not talking about the leg lamp from A Christmas Story. We are talking about stars. Celebrity Cruise Line is the recipient of an award that no other cruise line has received. They have received stars from the prestigious Forbes Travel Guide. Forbes Travel Guide evaluates properties with under 1,000 rooms on land and gives out these stars. It's about luxury, it's about prestige, and for the first time ever, they've given stars to a cruise ship, and specifically 5 cruise ships in the Celebrity Cruise Line fleet. The ships that got the stars are the Celebrity Apex, the Celebrity Edge, the Celebrity Flora, the Celebrity Millennium, and the Celebrity Summit. Now keep in mind, Celebrity has 15 cruise ships in their fleet, and only 5 of them got the stars. I've been on a couple of these ships. I understand why. The quote is pretty interesting from the Forbes folks. The Forbes Travel Guide is thrilled to announce Celebrity ships as the world's first star-rated resorts at sea. Celebrity has delivered on Forbes Travel Guide standard time and time again during meticulous, incognito inspections, offering guest experiences that rival those at the very best land-based properties. We congratulate Celebrity Cruises on this spectacular and historic accomplishment. Look, I'm all about giving praise where praise is due and honor where honor is due, but I love the flowery language of this stuff. It's a historic. It's not like they signed the Magna Carta. I get it. It's something new for cruises to get these stars, and it is very prestigious, but it's not like you John Hancock something over there. The other thing that I like is that they do, incognito inspections. Do you know how to tell who the mystery shopper is? It's the person with the stopwatch and the clipboard. That's what I always used to tell my employees at Burger King. But I guess the incognito people on these cruise ships are probably not as obvious as a fast food secret shopper. And just between you and me, I think Jenny probably thinks that I'm a secret shopper because many times she's asked me, hey, where did these boxes from Amazon come from that are at the front door? And I'm like, I don't know. I know back in the day it used to be a big thing to look at Consumer Reports. I know a lot of people look at Yelp and TripAdvisor, all that kind of stuff. How much stock do you put in these kind of awards now that you see Celebrity in this prestigious publication, this Forbes Travel Guide? Would it make you more or less likely to try Celebrity, or does it not mean anything at all to you? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number 2. Let's talk about a cruise ship that's been missing in action, but is now seeing action again. Royal Caribbean International's cruise ship, the Independence of the Seas, is coming straight out of dry dock. Back into service, doing cruises around the Bahamas. Nassau, Bahama, Coco Cay, that kind of thing. Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas was built in 2008, holds about 3,600 passengers, and it does 3- and 4-day sailings from Miami to the aforementioned areas. The Independence of the Seas is the 3rd ship in Royal Caribbean's Freedom class. Freedom! And, well, she just got dry docked in 2018, so the improvements continue on the Independence of the Seas. In yesterday's episode, we talked about what would be a great name for the next Icon of the Seas cruise ship, the next ship in the Icon class. And my favorite, and there were a lot of great ones, my favorite is Titan. Titan of the Seas. Monument of the Seas was probably my second favorite, but Titan, that would be pretty hardcore. That'd be fun to sail on the Titan of the Seas. Independence of the Seas, have you been on her? Are you going on her? Are you glad she's back? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number 3 is about Port Miami and what they are doing there to try to reduce emissions at the port. This is big. It will impact several cruise lines. They're going to be implementing shore power. This initiative was kicked off in 2021. The idea is to provide power at the port that cruise ships can plug into so that they do not have to run their engines. If you've been in a cruise port waiting to leave in places where they do not have shore power, you see the black smoke billowing out of the funnels and the slee stacks. That's not a slee stack. This is a slee stack. But out of the, the stacks, polluting the air. And what you don't want there in the beautiful port area of Miami is a lot of pollutants. You ideally want those pollutants to be emitted somewhere else, and that's what shore power does for you. Basically, electricity is provided to the cruise ships through hookups, almost like a big RV park, if we want to simplify it. It's like, yes, cruise ships are now getting RV power hookups. Specifically, they're going to outfit Terminal V, which is where Virgin docks, Terminal F, where Carnival docks, Terminal A, where Royal Caribbean docks, Terminal B, where Norwegian Cruise Line docks, and they're also going to outfit the dock that MSC Cruise Line docks at. The dock, the pier, whatever you want to call it. Notably, the contract to do all of the shore power work was given to PowerCon AS, which is a firm out of Denmark, and they're very excited, as you can imagine, because, well, they'll make some money off of it, and it's good for the environment. And yeah, we have this conversation a lot. A lot of people, shore power, well, there's still emissions where the power plant is. Yes, it is true. There's still emissions where the power plant is, but the idea is to keep the harmful emissions out of, like, downtown Miami, if you want to think of it like that. Wherever the power plant is, let those people choke on the smoke. I guess. It's a weird world that we live in. But way to go, Miami, for following through your initiative. And pretty soon we'll be able to RV-style plug in when we're in port on cruise ships in Miami. It happens at other places already. Of course, it's big in Alaska and other places. So there you go. Next time you plug in your RV, you can pretend you're on a cruise ship. How about that? Now, we do need to take a look at the attack on cruise ship comedy, and we do need to answer the question, should Carnival get rid of Guy's Burgers? And if not Guy's Burgers, what? But before we do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in the cruising, baby. I got a whole lot of cruising going on. Woo! Cruising. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Only dopes do dope. Also, big programming announcement. We got us a live show tonight with my good cruise friend Don Terrace from Don's Family Vacations. If you want to come and ask us about cruising, we're going to talk about cruising, but you can ask us anything. You can even ask us what our favorite colors are if you want. Mine's chartreuse. I don't even know what chartreuse is. Now, come see the live show tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Tony B. and Don Terrace. So the attack on cruise comedy, there was another missive fired off to brand ambassador John Heald over there at Carnival complaining about the adult comedy. Here's the way that it works on most cruise ships, on most cruise lines. There is an early show. It's considered the family show where you can go see a comedian and not be too outlandish, too raucous, too blue. And then normally there is a late night show where the comedians go no holds bar and they will talk about whatever they want using whatever language they want, and that's considered the adult comedy show. Now, some people take umbrage with the late show because they're okay with some cursey words, but they are not okay with some subject matter. And sometimes these comedians go hard on sexual topics. They go hard with crowd work. And look, if you're not up for it, you may be offended. A lot of people come out of those shows offended. And the main push of the people writing these complaint letters is, shouldn't it be less offensive? It's an old question. Should comedy be offensive? Should comedy push the boundaries? Should there be some rules around comedy? I continue to say no on the late night comedy, unless it's like really egregious. I don't think you should be racist. I don't think you should promote hate speech. But then it all becomes a little bit subjective. I think as a society, we've decided what the big tropes are when it comes to racism. Big things that you really shouldn't talk about anymore. But yeah, it seems like the ability to complain is really putting a squeeze on comedians. And what's your opinion on it? If you go to the late night comedy show, should you expect anything to happen? Or do you think you should be able to go in there with some comfort that it's not going to be too outrageous? Like, I don't know what's off limits. Like, does there need to be a warning outside? Like, the comedian may talk about sex, or the comedian may talk about weird stuff. I don't know. In either way, I'm very excited. I'm going to be ticking off a comedy, but if we want to talk about offensive comedy, I don't think anybody was more offensive than Andrew Dice Clay. What a meteoric rise. The guy went from playing the club Dangerfields to headlining Madison Square Garden to offending enough people that he was like one of the first people in cancel culture where he even got kicked off of MTV. The interesting thing about Andrew Dice Clay is his name's Andrew Silverstein, and the Dice character is that. It's just a character. He's an impressionist, but the Dice character really took off. Gonna see him in a small club this weekend. I'm interested to see what his comedy is like all these years later. Will it be The Dice Man Cometh? Will it be nursery rhymes and offensive misogyny? Or will it be something else? Will it be something evolved with the times? It's gonna be interesting. Do you have a favorite comedian? Leave a comment below. All right. Let's do this little thought exercise. I was thinking in my mind, which cruise line has the best included food on the high seas? And I still contend the Carnival Cruise Line has the best included food because it's got a variety, got a lot of options. If you think about the Carnival Mardi Gras and the Carnival Celebration, just alone, you've got Guy's Burgers, you got the Blue Iguana Canteen, you got Shaq's Big Chicken, you got the deli, you got the pizza spot, you also have included food at Java Blue, and on those ships you get included specialty dining, Cucina del Capitano, and you also have Shebang. So that's 8. That's 8 included food options. I dare you. Which cruise line has more than 8 included options? I say none. But let's have the question. If word came down from on high that we have too much variety in our included food options, that the food cost is out the roof, that we can no longer to afford having 8 different cruise included options, and we can only have 2, what 2 Carnival included cruise options would you pick? Thanks so much for checking out the show today. I sure hope you enjoyed it. You can show your support for the show in a very significant way by hitting the like button. And unfortunately, if you do not hit the like button, I will be forced to punish you. And your punishment will be this. You have to tell your significant other all of the secret shopping that you've done. You have to open up the kimono and show your significant other your Amazon orders list. Dun, dun, dun! You can avoid that and still be safe by hitting the like button. This is Tony with Lido, Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.